the man, the myth, the legend, Vin Jay. He is a rapper, if you guys didn't know, and I will leave his links in the description. And I'm just gonna be talking to him today. So how you doing, man?
Good, man. Living. Can't complain.
Can't complain either. So yeah. So really, just gonna ask you some questions, and that's really about it. I've been talking to you for a while, listening to your music. If you guys haven't listened to his music, he's amazing. um, he just put out a new song, "Thanks Ho," which came out three last week, right?
Yeah, I'd say a week ago.
Yeah, it was Wednesday of last week. Um, with the music video and everything, music video was really good. Um, you used to live in New York. You moved to Arizona. Um, first thing I'll preface: if you guys haven't listened to him on Crypts podcast, I'll leave a link in the description because some of the questions I'm going to ask you are about that. So you did back in the other podcast. You talked about you were unhealthy. You did a lot of drinking and vaping and a lot of playing video games. And I know you've changed since then. So what was your big motivation to kind of change and become healthier with stuff like that?
That's a good question, man. I'm trying to think if there was a specific aha moment that really got me off my ass to start making a change. Um, I don't know. I guess there was nothing in particular that made it happen, but one day I just decided that I wanted to be a better version of myself. I was drinking like several times a week. I was playing video games for 8 hours a day, probably.
Right.
Barely making any music because I had just dropped the album, so I felt like I didn't have to do anything. But bad habits snowball,
Right.
just like good habits do. So I decided to cut back on drinking, or I stopped drinking for months on end. Um, Quit nicotine, put down all my vices, started working out daily, and reading, exercising, and it just made life a lot better, man. When you start making those good choices, your environment starts to catch up, and then your life just starts getting better, and more blessings start coming your way.
Yeah, I know you said you do a lot of Instagram lives, and I know on one of them you were saying you get up at like 7 in the morning, I think, to go running for an hour or jogging.
So when I first started the journey of dropping all my vices and living the healthy lifestyle, I was waking up at 6 a.m. every day,
Right.
um, because it kept me regimented, right? But now these habits, these good habits, have become so ingrained for me, a daily thing with between exercise and no nicotine, anything, or no video games. It's just my lifestyle now. So I take a much more laid back approach to the healthy lifestyle in the sense that I really do whatever feels best, man. What makes me happiest while I can still maintain those good habits. So
Right.
I wake up. I'm not hell bent on what time I wake up anymore because I realized I thought waking up early would make me. I was like, oh, if I wake up at 5, I'll be super super productive. I'll get so much done. But
Right.
it turned out it was making me tired. So even though I had more hours in the day, I was getting less done because I was tired.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, from less sleep. So now I wake up at like 9, and I get a lot more done because I'm
Right.
well rested. But I still get my workouts, meditation, business, music, the whole nine.
All right. And you've been putting out a lot of music. You did you for a while you did a single a week, and then you took a break for a little bit to work on some music, and you put out a lot of good songs. You put out "The Rock," which is the first one that came to mind that Dwayne Johnson listened to and liked. Um, "Potion" and "Get It Poppin'" were like some of my favorites from like the post album era, and "Beast Mode." Those were like more of the upbeat and the fast rap ones. But you also put out ones like "Anxious," that also had like a deeper connection to everything that you do. And I feel like it's nice with your music that you don't stick to one path. That you don't really feel, oh, this is doing a lot, like when Mumble Rapper blew up. You didn't take the approach of, oh, I need to clone this repeatedly to get more views. You kind of were like, well, people like that song, and same with Beast Unleashed. And obviously you've done more Beast Unleashed, but they've all been different. Two was different from one. Three went back to one in the beginning, but it was its own thing. And it's not like, it doesn't seem very it's like not a forced thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's something I've really paid more attention to recently because when I first when everything started popping off for me, I thought like I put myself in a corner because I was like, you know, I thought my fan base only wanted to hear fast rap, right? So
Right.
whenever that prevents you from experimenting and developing your sound and expanding your sound. So so I would find myself trying to make certain types of songs just because I thought that's what everyone wanted to hear. But it's I learned quickly that's not the right way to make music because it's not supposed to be forced. It's just supposed to be you tapping into, you know, a higher version of yourself and just being a
Right.
vessel for how you're feeling in music. So now I just make however I'm feeling in the current moment because that's what music is, man. It's just putting your energy, you're like freezing the energy that you have in this current moment in time on a song forever. So if you're just trying to force something, it's not natural, you know?
Right. And plus, if you want to make if you want to go from a fast rap song and go to like a more sad song like "Don't Do It" or something, you know, people might not everyone is gonna like that, but you know your real fans, even if it's not their favorite, they're still gonna listen to it and understand where you're coming from with it.
Exactly. And I love my fan base to death, but at the end of the day, I make music to make the world a better place and
Right.
make people happy. So if you only like me because I rap fast, then you're not a true fan, you
Right.
know? So I make music that makes me happy, and makes the world happy and a better place.
Right.
And
Um.
uh and that can only be done when I'm being true to how I feel. You know?
Yeah. And speaking of the album, I have two copies of it right here. Um, but the track list, kind of like what I was saying, it's not all one genre. You go from What If, which starts out on the slower side and gets faster. 9 to 5, which is one of your older songs, but still a really good one. Um, Going Off, which was a good song with Cryptic Wisdom and Futuristic. And then you go to Addicted, which is one of those more songs that have a deeper meaning behind it. Then obviously all your songs have meaning, but you know what I mean by deeper meaning. And Get Like Me, In Your Brain, that was another one of the slower ones. Mumble Rapper, which is one of your top performing. Beast Unleashed 3, Out of My Mind with Crypt. Don't Do It, that was another sad one. Great song though. See Me Drop, On Repeat with Dizzy Wright, Overdose, Through It All, Don't Sleep, and then Numb. Um, and I remember you saying before this came out that want it you didn't want to make it 100% released or 100% unreleased. You wanted to do 60/40, I think you said.
Yeah,
Um, because you wanted to appeal to some of the older fans and you wanted to bring some new people in, which I think is a very smart idea. Um, because I feel like sometimes if you're releasing all old music, which obviously is never a bad thing, for some people they like that, but I also think it is nice to have even one or two unreleased in there just for newer fans.
absolutely. I think having half of it unreleased is just me wanting to give my current fan base something, you know, that they can listen to all in one shot, like six new songs that they've never heard before in one
Right.
shot, you know, because I think that's super fun for everybody. And then for the new fans, you know, because we're always trying to grow, I want them to be able to experience or have a one place that they could experience everything the previous fans had already experienced, you know? So like the ones that I believe um, you know, were either the best or resonated with me the most at that moment,
Right.
um, can be on that tape as well. So now y'all get the new stuff, they get the new stuff and the stuff that made you guys a fan of me to
Right.
begin with, you know? So that was really my goal for Prophecy. And also I wanted a tape that had diversity. So that was a big deciding factor on what songs made the cut. As you said yourself, there's storytelling ones, there's bangers,
Right.
there's fast bangers, there's old school bangers, and then there's, you know, storytelling. Some are more sad than others. So we wanted a nice blend of like versatility on the tape.
Yeah. May I compliment you? I've never taken either of these CDs out. They're more of just collector's pieces. May I just compliment you on how nice like the inside of the CD just looks, just in
Thank you.
there.
Epidemics did that, man. He killed it.
You do, on the topic of merch, you do a lot of good designs. You have the YPG shirt that I'm wearing. The one with the cover of the album shirt, but that's dirty somewhere because I wore it. You have your two hats that you did limited release with, the YPG one that matches the shirt, and the self-sufficient one. And then
You got both. There's only 100 made of each of those, and you got both.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then you did the winter line, which hasn't showed up because of Christmas and the package not wanting to leave Oklahoma for some reason.
Exactly. Anyone watching this, I don't got to tell y'all that shipping is shit right now. Not a lot of workers, a lot of packages. That's where we're at right now.
But no, yeah, if you're watching this and your package isn't come, don't get mad at him. Just
it's not me.
It's not his fault.
Write a strongly worded letter to the post office.
But no, you always do really good merch designs, and I did send you an idea I had at one point that you did like.
Yeah.
So and then you have a new one that you talked about with everyone's name that you put out on Instagram. You were talking about when everyone ordered it with all the names in it. That was on your story recently.
Yes, sir.
And do you have, so obviously you did the winter line. Do you have plans for stuff in the summer, or have you not gotten that far?
I mentally have gotten that far. In terms of like designing it, no, not yet. But yeah, definitely I'm gonna have tank tops and probably some. I'm not gonna give away everything because then, people are gonna jack the idea. But yeah, we're gonna have summer clothing. It's gonna be fire.
Yeah. But no, you always do well. You did I know you did move. You used to live in New York and then you moved to Arizona, so they are different hats. But they're both very nice because this one has the mesh back and this one is closed. I know obviously you like all your merch, but what do you find, at least obviously now it would be what do you find yourself wearing the most? I'd say like, obviously I know you wear the winter line and stuff, but out of like your 3 shirts that you have, the Vin Jay one with your name on it, this one and the Prophecy one, what do you feel like you wear the most just because like of style wise? Not because obviously you like one more than the other, but what do you think looks better on you?
That's exactly what it boils down to. Because color-wise, I would like the Youngest Prophet, the one you're wearing, the best because all I wear is like black clothing, pretty much.
Right.
But the Vin Jay one just fits me my build better. So I rock out of those 3, I wear the Vin Jay one by far the most. Right,
and you did have the OG merch on Teespring, which I would show if it wasn't halfway ripped down the center. But that was still, those were still some good designs. You have you have that tattoo on, that is a real tattoo you have, the Jackavelli one on your back, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And I have a feeling some people, I feel like most of your fans know this, but I did explain this to someone the other day that didn't know this. Your name Vin Jay is your name, Vincent Jackavelli. Am I wrong?
Exactly. Yep, that's exactly it.
That's kind of, if you know your last name, it's kind of easy to dissect. But obviously, if you're just getting into listening to you, or some of the people that watch me on YouTube that go and listen to your music are gonna be like, "Oh, that makes sense." Yeah. But yeah, you I wanted to go on Spotify and look at some of your music, and if you how do I want to word this? If I gave you one word, I just realized you what was that? That was yesterday. You put One Take out on Spotify. I just realized that today. If I think when it comes to songs, do you feel like there's ones, I don't want to say you like more. Obviously, you like all your music, but there's ones. Do you think there's ones that you feel are more like? Obviously, your faster rapping songs are going to be more of the first catchy one, to certain people. But like if I said like one word from a certain song that like meant something or a line, like what do you think would be the song you'd know it from the most?
Song of mine that like resonates with me so hard to this day and still like can give me chills is Doubt.
Doubt, yeah.
That because it's like I wrote that when I was in a very when I wrote that, those thoughts, that mindset was very new to me. Like before that, like I said, that was right after the unhealthy ordeal.
Right.
So that mindset of like distancing myself from negative people and just becoming a beast at like chasing down what I want was new to me. But now I still live that way. So like when I hear it, it still just takes my whole reality. So that
Right.
song like is me in a nutshell.
And you always when I your music has a nice balance. So you went I think Can't Be Saved. Yeah, I think Can't Be Saved based off the sign that I made you cuz I remember that sign's been made since I want to say when the album came out in March. When did the album come out?
I
March,
think
right?
March.
March. Yeah, no, May. I knew it was M. May 29th.
Yeah.
That was made. That sign was made whenever I think it was whenever Can't Be Saved came out. So that was made in April, and I still have it. But then again, COVID was a big issue, and that's why you don't have it.
Exactly.
But you did The Path, which was a really good one, and then Young and Heartless, which were two of the more faster upbeat raps. But then you went to Crazy and Opportunities, which kind of toned it down and put more of the storytelling. Get It Poppin', Doubt, like you were just saying, Potion, and then All Right, which is All Right is a very chill song, and I think it's one of those songs. It's weird because it's one of those songs that fits your style, how you did it, but it's like a very, very good song from my perspective at least, is like it's obviously not what you started with, and it's not like your other slower songs, but it's a spin that is like very much appreciated in like the
Yeah,
genre of rap.
it was a breath of fresh air to make too. I think that's really what it was. I was like getting bored of making fast rap probably at
Right.
that time, and I was like, I just feel like singing on some chill shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, and NK actually hit me up. I think a little bit before that, and then so I was like, I knew he sung, so then I was like, I didn't have a second verse, so I was like, I'll hit up NK, got him on it, and yeah, man, that was just a nice little change of. I just needed to get that out of me. I was also like,
Yeah. And he's very talented on that song too.
yeah, he's super dope.
Everyone you work with is always super talented. But
I make that.
most of the people you work with, I know are your friends like Futuristic and Crypt. You know them obviously very well. Um, I one of my I don't know why, but whenever someone asks me like, oh, what's your like favorite Vin Jay song? I don't have a favorite song. I just have a favorite line. My favorite line from you has to be, since they want views, I'm gonna throw them off a balcony. I don't know why. It's just like one of my favorite lines that you've written. I don't know why. It's just so funny.
It is. It is a nice little play on words. That song was written very quickly too. That was like the album was like 95% done, and we were like, we want one more old school banger. And then he made me that beat, and I just wrote that shit, and then we recorded it. Boom, boom, boom. And then the album was wrapped up.
I do remember you saying on Crypts podcast. Originally, I remember you said "Can't Be Saved" was supposed to be on the album, and it didn't. Which obviously, either way, it came out, and it was still a good song.
Mm-hmm.
But it just goes to show that with anything really, especially music, when it comes to planning an album, or even when it comes to, obviously, people who watch my videos know I don't upload that much, but when I did have a more consistent schedule and stuff, it more comes down to, it can come down to the last second of what you want to do. There's been times I've said, oh, I want to upload a video today, and I get done with it and I didn't like it, or I just didn't think it fit, and I feel like you didn't think the song wasn't good enough to be on the album, but I feel like you just thought something fit a little differently.
Weirdly enough, it actually didn't make the album because of like technicalities. Like when I went to put it on the album, what the hell happened? it like wouldn't let me put it on the album because there was like several artists on it or something. I know it
Oh,
sounds weird from the consumer side of it, but
yeah, no,
there
I
was
know what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
contingencies like on the distribution website as to why I couldn't shift it from the single onto the project. But
Right.
it would have made it otherwise because I love that song and I
I
feel like the new thing
My guess
would
is
have.
I think it probably released under Luke instead of you as the main artist. That was maybe my
I
guess.
uploaded it through my channel.
Oh, maybe okay. Then I don't know then.
Yeah,
Um,
I forget. There was a reason and it made sense. But hey, if it wasn't meant to be, right?
right.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have had that problem.
Um, but I do think when it comes to your older songs, I know Beast Unleashed 2 is fairly newer, but it feels older. It was only now 2 years ago by the time this video comes out. The video come out tomorrow, but it's gonna be 2 years old. 2 years by the year date. This came out in 2019, but Beast Unleashed originally came out in 2018,
Beast Unleashed 2 is in 2019.
July 1st or July 3rd, first I think it was. I could be
Wow,
wrong.
that's right.
At least it came out on
Right.
Spotify July 1st.
Yeah, so probably the same. That's crazy. I didn't know that was. Wow, that's wild.
Um, but no, I definitely think some of your style has changed. I think a lot
Yeah.
from what you rap about. Um, but really, it just shows how quickly you can kind of not change, but how quickly you can kind of realize, hey, this style's good, but I kind of want to try this, and you don't really confine yourself into one area because you did have very good. You had Out of My Mind with Crypt. You had, obviously, Beast Unleashed, Beast Unleashed 2, Lose Control, which all kind of fit your current style of how you rap. But then you also had Out of My Way, or was it Out of My Way or On My Way? I just read that really fast. Out My Way, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's similar, but it's not exactly how you kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the way I look at it, man, I'm big into evolution, like evolving as a person constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it? What's the saying? It's if you do what you've always done, you're gonna get what you've always had.
Right.
You know. So I want more than what I've always had. So I'm just gonna keep evolving as a person and musically, and then my environment catches up. You know.
Yeah. And I know you have plans once you can to go tour. And I know you've been on record 100 times over on live saying you want to go anywhere you have fans that you can perform for them because obviously you care about your fans a lot. And I just saw these on my wall for proof. When he says he cares about his fans, he's not like, "Oh, I care about my fans," and then never does anything. I've talked to him a lot. He DMs his fans back. He pulls people on live. He sends I'm not gonna pull them off my wall, but he has cards with the prophecy logo. It's like this part of it, and he handwrites them. They're all handwritten, not like corporate. Oh, I'm gonna type on the computer this and copy paste. It's all handwritten, and they're all different. I have 4 of them. Should be 5 soon. I have all of them up on the wall, and they all have different stuff. And he knows if you order stuff from him once or twice, he knows. When you order, you did your concert where you gave away all your hoodies from your music videos back to the fans. And you, anytime someone would place an order, whether it was, I know I placed an order for the rest of the winter collection or anyone else that you knew, you would say, you knew who they were, you knew, that that they mess with you and they like your music. Obviously that's impressive. How do you remember so many names? Because half the time I can't remember like half the people I go to school with. It's like
It's funny because I'm actually not good with names either, but you guys make a huge impact on my life. You guys allow me to wake up every single day and do what I love for a living, so it's hard to forget the names of the people that allow my
right.
reality to be my reality, So yeah, it's just something I care about. I feel like you guys allow me to do something so incredible that it's only like morally right for me to give back in any way I can.
Yeah, and you did say on your new song that just came out that you also have to thank the people that hate on you because you're still getting, they're still listening to your music whether they like it or not. It's still supporting you in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that was a funny flex. Like it's it was a flex to say like I'm unfazed because I truly am. Because like the song says, you hate on me on the internet. All you do is boost my engagement and increase the amount of views I get. Um, but at the same time, it's also a message of like the proper way to deal with negativity.
Right.
Because people who are hating online or in person or whatever, you're allowed to not like certain types of music. That's
Right.
your prerogative and opinion. But if you were genuinely spreading negativity online or in person, you're not a happy person. Happy people don't go around bringing others down and trying to spread negative energy.
Right.
So when you see people doing that, oh, you just got to feel bad for them, man, because they're upset about their life. You will never. I don't think I've ever thumbed down to YouTube video or left a negative comment to try to attack someone, and their positive energy because I'm happy.
Right.
So I don't feel the need. I don't get off by trying to bring others down. I get off by trying to make people happy.
Right.
But that's because I'm happy. So when you see people doing negative things like that, you just got to feel bad for them. Know that it's not you that is like has something wrong with you. It's that person. They're just upset. You know.
You do have. I gotta ask you: is this just easier to rhyme with, or do you just like using it? In a lot of your songs, you use peso. You say pesos instead of money. Do you have a connection to that, or do you just use that because it's on the easier side to rhyme with?
A lot of the times, what pesos or any other word, if it rhymes easily and it rolls off the tongue, then I'm just gonna use it. There's not much. I don't like overthinking shit. So if it sounds good and it rhymes and it makes sense, I'm with it. It feels right. I'm keeping it. I'm not gonna be like, well, I said that because then I'll never make anything.
Right.
I'll never release music if I'm worried about repeating words.
But no, it is funny because you reuse phrases and you did use the intro of Beast Unleashed 1, Beast Unleashed 3, but you made it its own thing. You really used the first part of it, and you used in another song. You said take it back to that Beast Unleashed, and you did the fast part from it. But you're not stealing it because it's easy, but you're just you're taking it in
the hat.
Right, and you're putting something else after it. It's less of a remix, but you're using the bar again and putting it on another beat or another style, which it's not. Obviously, it could be a remix, but it's not really a remix. It's just in another song to kind of.
Yep. It's just an ode to the original.
Right.
Because Beast Unleashed was when Mumble Rapper popped off. Beast Unleashed was the thing that popped off with it. Right. Beast Unleashed is actually my top performing song on Spotify.
Is it?
Over Mumble Rapper.
Drop the phone. Yeah, no, Mumble Rapper is now.
Oh, okay. So Mumble Rapper has more total streams, but if we're talking about what they get on a weekly basis,
oh yeah, I assume Beast Unleashed. I think Mumble Rapper, when it comes up, it has the picture of the album, and I think it's because they're both of them are the same. So if you listen to it through the album or the original single, it counts as one. So everyone who listened to it again, but it's still 10 million, 9 million, and Beast Unleashed is almost 10 million. It's 9,009,000 or 9,910,199.
Yeah, Beast Unleashed is going to pass Mumble Rapper on Spotify for sure.
Oh yeah. When you go down to popular releases, it's Beast Unleashed, the album, and then Mumble Rapper for the singles. So
nice.
But it is funny. You got when you go to fans also like it's Gone and Crypt, who are you've made music with before, and Binks is in here, Cryptic Wisdom's in here, but it's like all the people that you've made music with, and it's funny because obviously it's fans also like, which means people have a connection to everyone you work with, and yeah. I don't really have anything else to ask. Do you have anything you want to Do one of your fun, positive speeches that you like to do during all your Instagram lives. Leave off on a nice, positive note.
I don't know about a whole speech, but I can leave you with something good. Let me think. I'm trying to think how I've been living lately. There's something that's helped me. I live better, that I believe, at least.
Glazed donuts in a fork with a or glazed donuts in a microwave with a fork.
That's it. That's it. Whatever you want to be in life, you could achieve. It just takes three things: self-belief, distancing yourself from negativity, and getting off your ass and actually doing it. Those three things relentlessly are going to get you what you want. And happiness and positivity is a choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all have things that go wrong in life. There's always going to be bad things in the world. Everyone has shitty things happen to them. But also, there's always going to be good things in the world. We all have good things going for us. We all have our health. We could all, we have our senses, our body limbs work. So it's your choice on whether you're going to focus on the good or the bad, because there's always going to be both.
Right.
So it's up to you on where you want to put your lens, and that's going to determine if you're a happy person or a negative person, and that's on you.
I know you've talked about some unreleased music. You said you got stuff. You got a lot of bangers coming up, don't you? January, New Year, new music.
2021 is going to have the most, not only the most amount of music I've ever dropped, but the best music I've ever dropped, for sure. Because I'm in the best headspace I've ever been in my life.
That's very good, obviously.
Yeah. So I already got 15 unreleased songs ready. They're locked and loaded. They're killer. I have one coming out January 15th with Cryptic Wisdom. Just shot a video for it yesterday.
Nice. Beast Unleashed 4 is in the works.
Yes, Beast Unleashed 4. I'm recording that tomorrow and then shooting the video soon. So, like I said, man, between that, we almost have 20 songs already, and there's only 52 weeks in a whole year. So, do the math. We might have like a full 50. The goal is to get 52 songs in a year, because that's a song a week.
Yeah, that's. I mean, hey, if obviously that's what you do, that's what you like to do, and that's good for you.
I think we did 40 and change in 2020, and that's not including features. So we're this close.
Yeah, so I don't have anything left for you guys. I know your friend Futuristic, has a website in Amplify. If you guys are looking for video editors or beats or collabs and stuff with people like Vin Jay or anyone else, go check them out. I'm not sponsored. I just think what they do is pretty cool. So go check them out. He's on there if you want to get a feature from this amazing man or anyone else on there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Peace out.